cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Wow, it's been a long time because that's how I start every show. I go, it's been a long time, even though it's supposed to be a daily podcast. And I think the name of the show is
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's been a while, and I'm going to do this show despite the fact my girlfriend is over there watching a Netflix show, and that's where it's at. Unless you're Hassan Minaj, who got kicked off Netflix just because. I have no idea why he got kicked off. We're scratching our heads because
Mike's Daily Podcast.
He appeals to the South Asians. That's what I heard. So
Mike's
I was listening to NPR today.
Daily
That's why I sound all educated.
Podcast.
So I don't give them any money.
Yeah!
And I give them a plug, then I give them a slug. Because I say things like, why does everyone have names on that channel that have hard to say? Hard to say the names of the correspondents on NPR. That's what I'm saying, because it's episode 2108. My name is Mike Matthews. Well, you know, you have to just believe me that my lovely lady friend is here. But she doesn't want to be on the microphone, so we'll just ignore her. She's watching the show. What's it called? Mystery something?
Unsolved.
Oh, now she wants to talk. What is it called? Unsolved Mysteries?
Unsolved Mysteries.
It's not the one with that.
This is Robert Stack, and another unsolved mystery.
No, not that guy? Okay.
Not that one.
And
Is it Robert Walsh?
Oh, was it Robert Walsh?
I think so.
Oh.
His son had been kidnapped and murdered, and then he...
Oh, that was
I
later
thinking
on. Yeah, Robert Stack was this old guy that was on a show they're called The Untouchables. It was all about, Chicago and Al Capone and everything.
Mobsters.
Yeah, mobsters. The mobsters. Look, you're all chatty Cathy all of a sudden over there.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I sound like Bison Bentley. Well, thank you, lovely lady friend. You don't have to say anything else if you don't want to. I don't mean to put you on the spot, even though I just did. But you go watch your show. I think I'll post another picture. The last podcast picture was you and I at the wonderful Half Moon. No, wait, not. Oh, we haven't been to Half Moon Bay in like 7-8 months now. And it's only 45 minutes away when the traffic is good. We need to go, especially on a hot, hot day like today. In fact, that's the last time we went was with Basil. Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. We had such a good time with him. Rob now. Yes. We had so much fun with him. Even though he really couldn't get around very much, he sat there on the sand and fell asleep. We take him all the way there, and then he went to sleep. And then we're like, heck, we'll fall asleep too on the beach. It's very easy to do with the sound of the waves. So my lovely lady friend and I went to Heron Bay, and that was the last podcast picture for episode 2107. But this podcast picture I will take from a nice hike I took on my day off, which really wasn't a day off. And hey, a shout out to Nate and Ken, who had not listened to my podcast until today. And they, you know what? They're in good company because the company they work for, actually, a couple other people have been on this show from that company. I'll just throw out some names. Craig, Greg, who they've never met, Vince, and Kevin. In fact, Kevin used to do a segment called Addendum with Kevin. He has not been on in a long time. And Kevin is the one that trained me at the company that I work for now. It got me into that. I put half the world to sleep just now. I feel it.
And Jarrell.
Oh, Jarrell Name. In fact, I talked to him just a few weeks ago. He gave his condolences about Basil. And he needs to do a show. We need to do a show, another Jarrell Name with him. He loves anime, knows all things anime. And check out his Twitch channel. It's called Sound Otaku. which I have no idea what that means because I think it's Japanese. I really think so. Lovely lady friend, I wanted to post this picture. I don't know, you can't really see it where you are there across the cafe. We have microphones on opposite sides of the cafe because we're practicing social distancing. All these people are at least 20 feet away from each other. It's a very large place, Cafe Anyway. And you know what I just did? Theater of the Mind. So what, do you know what this is, lovely lady friend? Do you know what this is? See that?
It's the bane of your existence.
Yes. This is called a thumb drive. Back 10 years ago, we had thumb drives because there was no cloud yet. The only cloud 10 years ago was Dropbox. True story. The first time I was going to do a show for, and actually I was going to do a show for an NPR station. Not a national one. It was a station that carried NPR, National Public Radio. And they wanted a local show done by someone locally. And they wanted this kind of a cafe type show, Cafe Anyway. And I said, sure. And so I tried making it. And I go, when I'm done making it, how do I get it to you? Because I can't email it to you. It's too large. And they go, oh, upload it to Dropbox. Dropbox.com. That's how old Dropbox is. So I did, and you can get like a free account. I give them a plug, and I give them a slug. You can get a free account, but if you do what I did, and I've uploaded just about over 2,000 shows to Dropbox, they will, if you don't use the account for a while, they'll close it, and you lose all your shows. So, at any rate, now we don't have that, because at my work we have no internet, so we have to use these thumb drives instead. Those little things that you put in the USB drive and you can move stuff around, which technically your phone can also be a thumb drive, because if you have this is all the kind of stuff I've learned lately as I've really had to put my mind into it. As we go outside a Cafe Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast. Somewhere in Podcastro Valley, a very hot, very smoky, very hard to live. It feels like we're in the pit of Hades today. It is so just, ugh. But I'm not going to post a picture from that. I'm going to post a picture of a beautiful greenish area. And this picture was taken just last week, last Tuesday, when I was supposed to take a day off. But the aforementioned Nate and Ken, or Nen, if you combine the two, you get Nen. They called me quite a bit. And there was a lot of stuff to take care of. Having to deal with the aforementioned lack of internet that suddenly befell us. And those couple of fellas kept calling me up. And when they finally stopped calling, I was able to go out and enjoy a nice little walk. And this walk is where I was. Nice little place. On the hillside near the Willow Golf Course in Podcastro Valley. This is actually part of the Anthony Chabot Wilderness Park thing. And you can see that now at MikesDailyPodcast.com. I wanted to get to... Cafe Anyway. When it gets hot like this, I make sun tea. Sun tea is a wonderful drink, practically no calories at all. You get yourself a vase. You can use a vase. If you call it a vase, get a vase. Anywho, you get the vase. Cafe Anywho, and you put the vase in the sun. And you put 3, and don't laugh at the next word I'm about to say, because everyone laughs at this word all the time, and I don't know why. Tea bags. So you put those in the vase with some water, or you could put it in a pitcher. Language, so difficult to use. And the hot heat, and the sun heats up the tea.
Bags.
You did, thank you. And then, giggle, ha, ha, ha. Look at me. I'm one of those bears from China. What are they called? Oh, panda bears. I'm a giggling pandy bear. Because they're always so happy with their little smiles. Tee-hee-hee. That's why people like to see them. They're so cute, and they're always smiling and laughing. I had the chance to see one in San Diego, but the line was too long and I gave up at the San Diego Zoo. Here we go. As we get towards the end of the show, lovely lady friend, I would like to read you. This is from a tea bag.
The tea is very good, by the way.
And they all have these very deep sayings at the end of the string that's connected to the aforementioned bag. Here it is. Forgiveness is an act of consciousness. Wow. That is so deep. Because if you think about it, forgiveness is a very deep thing. If you can go as far as to forgive someone for something, you are going deep into your psyche. You're allowing something that was something causing you pain, probably. And you are allowing to let it go. You forgive them. And it's a deep, conscientious thing. I agree with this little thing that was on the end of a string. Do you want to throw anything else in that? No? Okay. You agree or disagree with me? Well, if you don't say anything, you agree with me. So there you go.
Wait, I had to take this out of my ear.
You had to take what out of your ear? The podcast?
My earbud.
One of our favorite actors from Community, he played Chang, remember? His name is Ken Jeong, I think.
Uh-huh.
He is, he was a panelist on a show you and I never watched called The Masked Singer UK. And he's going to be replaced by a British comedian named Mo Gilligan. Because that Ken Jeong, I had so much fun on season 1, he said. I told the team nothing short of a global pandemic would stop me from coming back for season 2. Maybe that's why the Hassan show got killed earlier, because of the pandemic. They can't get the same studio audiences in to watch him do his thing. I would grab some other news on Bing because I get points if I use Bing. And this is what now I gave them a plug, but now I'm going to give them a slug because they've decided that this is what the news is for me. You know how they tailor-made it, make it to you so that you'll be using them forever? Google does the same. All the search engines, Yahoo, all of them. Bing says for me, for Mike, this is the story for me. The top news story is that Christopher Eccleston, then and now, what's Doctor Who's Ninth Doctor been up to? Yes. And also, then the second story disturbs me. Make your gut happy with these 5 must-try fermented foods. And there's a bratwurst with sauerkraut on the top, right there at the front, first picture. Yes. You've pegged me, Bing. Yeah, they're supposed to be good. Sauerkraut stuff. And Nashville hotel industry among the hardest hit in the nation. Some facing potential foreclosure. Wow. My lovely lady friend and I watched a very funny movie that came out in 2017 called Killing Gunther, and it's hilarious because of the Arnold Schwarzenegger just being goofy, and he's a hitman at the end. And then you find out that he had a secret passion for being a country music singer. And there's a lot of action and craziness. Taram Killam's in it. He wrote it, directed it. And then his wife, Colby Smulders, is in it too, playing an ex-wife in this movie. Then there's the gal from New Girl. There's I can't think of his name, from Saturday Night Live. Another guy from Saturday Night Live is on there. And there you go. Oh, Moynihan is on it. His last name's Moynihan. Okay, finally, here's the last thing we'll get to on today's podcast. It's been a barn burner, this podcast. Oh, bad choice of words. It is the mind that makes the body. Wow. That's from Sojourner Truth. Oh, it's a Sojourner Truth. There you go. If you're a sojourner, that is a truth with you. If you sojourn through this life, as we all do, in some way. Look who's here, outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, where it's very hard to breathe today. Not just because of the coronavirus, but because of there's all this particulate in the air.
Hello, Michael Master. It is Madame Rootabega.
Yes, I know. It is that.
Hello there, lovely lady friend. How are you today? Are you coughing like me? Ooh.
Yes, I've had to stay down here in the basement all day. I feel like a gremlin.
Staying away from the light.
Yes.
If I threw water on you, would you turn into a bunch of other gremlins?
Yes.
Madame Rootabega, did you ever date a gremlin?
Yes.
Did you ever date what's his name?
Yes.
Ever date Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No. I don't like Germans.
Oh, wow. No, he's actually Austrian. Look who else is here.
Hello, Dave, Mike. This is Valentino, the barking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we heard that you are really happy that the podcast is over there.
Yeah, it's over. Do you know that?
Yes, in fact, it is over. Thank you so much, lovely lady friend, for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Next show, it'll be the wonderful, we'll see who it is. Oh, yeah, Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. You can call me and tell me what you think about any of the topics we covered today. 336MM Daily, 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast tries to be, but has not been lately because of crazy things at work in this crazy, crazy world in which we live. Good luck sojourning through this crazy world. Goodbye. Is that a good way to end it? I don't know. Aw, man. Oh, I think I just broke me headphones.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.